Hello, everyone, and happy weekend. So glad it's here. It's been a long one, but thank you for joining another episode. We are actually days away from February, which I never thought would happen. Never seems like a possibility, but here we are. Today was payday for me, which was the long awaited one, the most long awaited one of the year. And I hope that wherever you are, that you've been paid or are about to be paid. So this past week, I'll actually start from Saturday because I provided some teasers, but didn't give that much context. Let me indulge. On Saturday, after an epic run, I went to Chatsworth Bakehouse to pick up some treats. Luckily, my partner was already there waiting in the queue, so I didn't have to stand and wait. That was like the best gift ever. Second best gift, however, was the gift voucher for Chatsworth Bakehouse that my bestie got me for my birthday. We ended up spending about 75% of that gift voucher just on a bakery haul for, that one day. And it was so worth it. I have no regrets. As I've said before, Chatsworth Bakehouse is my favorite local bakery in Crystal Palace. It's a small bakery. They actually own 2 premises now, so it's expanded, but it's still very, very small. Because of its popularity, the queues just get longer and longer. Actually, the first weekend back after Christmas break, the queues were ridiculous. I wanted to go, but then at the same time, I knew how bad it was going to be. But they deserve all the success and all the hype that they're getting. It's not false hype. And you just get a sense of community every time I go in. I just feel great. Even if it's just an exchange that's 2 minutes long, it's not like we talk in depth, because obviously I know that once I go into the shop to select my goods, that there's people behind me. So I'm very wary of that. So it's literally like, how are you? I always say something cheesy like, I'm so excited for this, or like compliment them in some other way. And then I'm out of there. And that's all it takes. But they always remember my name. They always ask me how I am, despite the fact that they've been on their feet probably from the early hours of the Saturday, prepping everything. They've spoken a few times before about the pressures of running a small business as well. And anyway, I really appreciate them. I love them. And the bonus is that what they make is delicious as well. My favorite actually this time was the malted milk maritozzi. If you follow me or have followed me for some time, I attempted to make these. My God, did I fail. They still tasted good, but the maritozzis they make, wow. They're so scrumptious and sort of have so much cream in it. I swear the ratio of cream to bun is like maybe 70% again, 70% cream and then 30% bun. You can barely, if you tried to close it, you wouldn't be able to because the cream would seep out. But the malted milk maritozzi was my favorite this time around. Maybe because after the long run, I was exhausted as well and I just wanted all the sugar. And then if I were to rank my sort of top 3, obviously I've said malted milk maritozzi. Second place for me was the upside down mozzarella slice. So we did a double whammy of going to both premises. The first premises is sort of opens from 11. It's all baked goods. What I mean by that is basically bread and then sweet stuff. And then from the other premises, the red front and the red door, they sell pizzas from 1 p.m. So you have to basically start queuing for either one around like half an hour to 45 minutes earlier. I know this sounds ridiculous, but just trust me on this. And so we basically were able to go to both. So picked up the malted milk maritozzi and a few other things, and then went to the pizza place for 1 p.m. Back to the original point, my second most favorite thing was the upside down mozzarella slice. Ridiculously good. And I think I prefer a tomato base with oregano rather than a white base. So the other slice that we got was a white base, and the cheese was quite pungent. I think it was gorgonzola, but I'm not sure. I don't mind gorgonzola, but this was quite you could smell it from the bag. So that had gorgonzola and speck, like a type of salami, and then also caramelized onions. The bits where the gorgonzola and the caramelized onions met, that was a great combination because obviously the caramelized onions then balance out the sort of strong flavor of the cheese. But I'd say other than that, yeah, for me, it was just that the upside down mozzarella slice was ridiculously good. And all their toppings are on top of a, like, essentially focaccia base. It's so, so good. And third favorite, I would say the OG rosemary focaccia. Their focaccia bread is just so good, so airy, lovely and olivey, olive oily. Yeah, I mean, all the good stuff, basically. I'm salivating just thinking about all this. We also got 2 cinnamon rolls, which were beast-like, so big. It's delicious, really, really delicious. I would say that with the glaze, it does mean that you basically could split it between 2 people, I think, because it's quite, like, substantial. Although, ironically, that's what I used to think about the malted milk maritozzi, and I managed one, more than managed one, like, chomped through it very quickly. So who knows, maybe next time I'll be able to have a cinnamon roll, a whole one on my own. And then we also got a custard and rhubarb galette. I love the pastry that they wrapped it in. Oh yeah, their pastry and their breads. I mean, yeah, they're great. They're so talented. Highly recommend. Sorry about this ramble. And then starting the week off, I decided to make chicken katsu curry from scratch. I did use a BBC Good Food recipe for reference. Little did I know that curry sauce consists of a tablespoon of ketchup. I did not know this, but whoever thought of that is a genius. Just the combination of flavors is so nice. Yeah, and made breaded chicken with panko breadcrumbs, the best breadcrumbs there are. And I still have leftovers. It's a really great recipe, although I did have to adjust it because I was out of some ingredients. For instance, used white miso paste rather than brown or red miso paste. Really delicious, and you can find the recipe for that, the full recipe, in my shorts. So go over there and have a look and enjoy. The other kind of standout of the week, because again, it was the final week before payday and I didn't want to go too crazy, but I managed to order Cafe Mondo sandwiches on Thursday. I got a combo sandwich, and their sandwiches are kind of like substantial, I'd say, filling, and it's kind of like this long. The flavors were good, but I would say maybe I'll give it another chance. Maybe it just doesn't travel very well. Sometimes you do get that with takeaway. But I was a little underwhelmed. But I know people absolutely love Cafe Mondo, the kind of place that has queues out the door. It's in Southeast London in Peckham if you are in London or if you're visiting anytime soon. I wouldn't say don't give it a chance, but maybe don't wait in a long queue for it. That's just my first impression anyway. You know, if you have had a better experience, let me know. And finally, that brings us to this weekend, and it's finally the finale of The Traitors, which if you live in the UK, it's impossible to have missed, unless you live under a rock. I'm sorry. But yeah, just the other week when I went out to dinner with my friend, every single table was talking about this show. And for those of you who don't know, it's a reality TV show, but it's unknowns basically. They do a celebrity edition as well, but in this season, it's sort of like normal people, and they get chosen as either a traitor or a faithful. Faithfuls are basically the good guys, and the traitors are trying to convince the faithfuls that they're faithfuls themselves in order to kind of win a big pot of money. Anyway, that being said, it is so addictive, and I don't just watch that, I watch all the follow-up shows. Anyway, so tonight, in sort of 40 minutes or so, is the final. I'd say I'm filming this on a Friday, but obviously it'll be out on a Sunday. But ahead of that, I've made a massive carb-loading sort of meal, because tomorrow, which is a Saturday, I am doing my longest run of the marathon training block, and that's 33 kilometers. That is substantial, and so I figured pasta is needed, calories are needed. So I've made a Greek I was about to say pistachio. I made a pastitsio, which I've made before, and you'll see the footage for that. I did cut some corners. I didn't really have a lot of the Greek cheeses that it usually requires. Just went for British cheeses. Well, I went for cheddar and then also pecorino, so not fully British. But yes, sorry for any Greeks that offends. I forgot to actually mention, I went back to the deli in Borough High Street called Prezzemole and Vitale. It's so great in there. It's just like a deli slash supermarket. It's so amazing. I could get lost in there. I've taken some footage and you'll see what I buy from there, but oh, love it. Yeah. And I will take some more footage from the weekend and edit all this in time for when you guys get to watch it. But hope you enjoy, and thank you for tuning in yet again. Thank you for spending the time with me, and I wish you a happy Sunday. Hope it's a restful one. Hope you get some downtime before the working week begins. See you soon, everyone.
Big as I thought it was going to be.
On that food recommendation.
Sauteed,
very
like,
nice.
peppers.
I hope so. I hope it will be.
What's your one?
Three phone. You only had our three phone numbers. Which
Exactly.
Would you?
Yeah, because he's the only one that would come. I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't come. That's a better question. Better.
Especially today when it's really cold and windy and
Friends been coming crazy.
like start talking about you because Stephen was.
As katsu pie. Yeah. Oh, sorry. We should say on Uncloaks, Joe brings in his little.
You know, he hasn't really brought it to the party either.
As is that he didn't necessarily have the.
You know, when I'm in a room full of CEOs and men.
Always good to have a taste.
I'll say no.